2 kids. I'm a widow. I lost my husband at an early age. 5 days to my marriage celebration. I was 3 months pregnant when he died. 2 guys came in the shop. He was asking them what they want. They were not looking like people that want to buy something. And so he ran away. I ran after them. We were there. We were like fighting. I was still asking what is going on, what's happening, why are they hitting him. One of them brought out gun. He now shoots the second bullet. Then one other person now said they don't have bullet again, that bullet has already finished in the gun. Shouting for her, but no one came out. I now hold him on his leg, so they lay him down on the floor. They were now using matches to cut him into pieces. I watched them kill him, and I didn't know when they all ran away. He was a nice person. He was a loving husband. He was caring. He used to call me my lovely wife. He used to take me out. I mourned for 1 month. They barbed my hair. After that barbing of hair, I stayed home for another 1 month.
Do you have any regrets about marrying from that family?
I don't know if I should regret about it. Maybe I have some regret because it's normal. The family is maltreating me. But with him, I don't have any regret. In fact, I missed him.
It's okay.
Because ever since he died, I've been suffering. If not because of human rights came involved.
It's okay. It's okay. Destiny is a 22-year-old young lady who lost her husband in 2019. In this interview with legit.ng, Destiny disclosed that after her husband's death, the family took away all his properties, and right now she finds it hard to live, to care for her 2 children, as she is homeless at the moment. Let's hear what Destiny has to say. Shout out to the man behind the camera, Monday Dara. I'm Dolakwa Modini, and you're watching legit.tv. Tell me about yourself.
Okay. My name is Destiny Obashi Akubezi Austin. I'm 22 years old. I have 2 kids. I'm a widow. I lost my husband at an early age. He died 2019. That is November 11. 5 days to my marriage celebration. I was 3 months pregnant when he died.
All right, just so sorry for your loss. Speaking about your husband, how did he die? What led to his sudden death, especially when it was days to your marriage ceremony?
I don't know, but that day he went to Onitsha to buy drugs, and most especially to buy a crown and beads for my marriage celebration. He came back early. I was the only one at the shop that day. So when he got back home, he bought the bead and the crown for me. I was happy and I said thank you to him. And then he left. He later came back around 7. He was like, the town today is not okay. Something has happened in the other places. I just heard that they killed someone, that I should be careful, that is not going to be around the shop. So when it's 8 or 8:30, I should lock up the shop and go home. I said, okay. I was there. A little while, I saw him back. He told me that a mechanic is going to bring back the car that he has already dropped in the mechanic store to be fixed. if they should bring the car, I should drive it out of the shop and park it somewhere, then hold the key. I said, okay. He left. He came back by 8, and he was like, I should bring out the money that I've already sold for the day. I said I haven't said anything because that day I was not happy. I was really sad. I was shouting at everybody, even my customer. I wasn't happy with them, so I didn't sell out enough money. He was like, okay, I should bring out the one I've already sold. So that was, I now said, okay, let him wait. Let me go and bring the money out. I brought out 8,000 naira for him. And I told him that I've been doing a daily pay for 1 month now. So I will collect the money tomorrow, which is Tuesday. I want to use it for something. He said we should go outside. We should come out from the shop and sit outside, and there's no customer coming. I said, okay. We just step out of the shop. He now brought out a plastic chair for me to sit down. I was about sitting down when 2 guys came in the shop. He was asking them what they want or what happened. They were not looking like people that want to buy something. One was not wearing anything. He was naked, but he was wearing trousers. So I don't know if he realized that the people that came were not there to buy something. So he ran away. I ran after them. I don't know that they came to in our shop, but there were many outside. So they chased him to that place that other people were waiting for them. So we were there, we were like fighting. I was still asking what is going on, what's happening, why are they hitting him? So at that moment, I didn't know that one of them brought out gun. He wanted to, I don't know who he wanted to shoot, if it was me or him. He now pushed me down. I fell down and hit my tummy on the ground. So I could not stand up at that moment because I was pregnant. The way I hit my tummy was hot, so I decided to lie down. A little while, I stood up again. I rushed to him. We were all dragging. They now shoot the second bullet. Then one other person now said they don't have bullet again, that bullet has already finished in the gun. So I don't know. They were now dragging him up and down. I was there with him. He now pushed me away. I fell for the second time, and that one was very, very painful. I could not stand up. I was now crawling with my knee, shouting for help, but no one came out. I now hold him on his leg. So they lay him down on the floor. They were now using matches to cut him into pieces. I watched them kill him, and I didn't know when they all ran away. So I stood up. I was looking for people to come and help me. Let us take him to the nearest hospital, but there was no one. I was the only one that was dragging him on the floor when he was lying down on the ground. They have already pieces his head that even though he wanted to leave, he would not leave again. The way they cut him was too bad. So I was shouting. Then one man that was coming back now said, what happened? I explained to him that some guys came here and they butchered him this way. They even cut his hand. He was lying on my lap because I've already raised him up from the ground. I keep him on my lap. All my body was covered with blood. So that man came and then took him to the nearest general hospital in Ibuzo. And then I rushed home to announce what happened to him. And the family was like, why didn't I not come home since when the thing started? I say I was confused because I was even looking for who to help me. I didn't even know where my phone, I don't even know where my phone was at that moment. I can't even dial somebody's number on my phone. My body was shaking. I was confused and I don't know what to do. That is why I did not come home, or I did not call anyone on phone to tell them what was happening. Then the younger brother was like, it's all my fault. Ever since we fixed a date for this marriage, everything have been turning upside down, that I was a bad luck to him, to his brother. That is why the brother died. I called people to come and kill him so that I can take over the property because I've already given birth to one son. That have been my plan for a very long time. That same day, they don't even know where they have taken their brother to, but they start this argument. And the man that took him to the hospital came back and told him that he has dropped him in that general hospital, so they should go and meet him there. The doctors say they cannot treat him there, they should take him to a bigger hospital. So they went and brought him to Asabari as Federal Medical Center, where he died. But the next morning, I went to the shop where he was killed. I found the fingers that was cut. I picked it up and buried it myself. And that same day, my mom came. They took me to my village. The whole of that week, I wasn't in Ibuzu. I spent 1 week in my place, that is Cross River State. I spent 1 week there. If I call them, I will ask them what's going on, what's happening. They will tell me that I should not worry, that the police is looking for the people that killed my husband, that the case is in the police custody. They even drop out 20 million for anyone who find out who killed him. They will give him. They were lying. I knew they were lying. They didn't want me to come back, and they have already taken my son, my first son, from me. They said I should not carry him. So I stayed there for 1 week, and I decided to come back. When I came back, they were like, where is the second, where is my pregnancy? Because when I wasn't eating food at that time. So they didn't notice that I was still carrying my second child. They said I went and did abortion. They raised up that topic. They were insulting me. Everybody in the family was abusing me. So that have been my plan for a very long time. I didn't want to marry the man. I was there because of his wealth and property. That is why I killed him. I didn't say anything at that time. So they say they must do the celebration because nobody followed him to my site to know if he has already paid my bride price. So they decided to go. My husband, elder brother, the junior brother, the mother, they said they will not go, that it was me that caused the death of their brother, so they are not going. So the other family member, that their relative, decided to go to my village and find out if really he paid everything. They say yes. We went, and my parents told them that yes, he has already paid. They even refunded some money that was left over, that he paid over, so they give them part of the money. And they came back, they say I will mourn. I said okay. After that week, the week I spent in my village, when I came back, there was this box we used to put all the property that he used to show me at before. Sometimes he just bring out the box and tell me that come and see, this is where all my paper is. I came back, I didn't notice that that box has been locked. So after 1 week I spent there, I decided to check that box. I realized that there is no paper inside. They have taken everything. Even the car, I was the one that used to drive that car. We have 2 cars. One was here in Asaba, and that one was like my car. I used to drive it alone. They were now planning for the burial. After it, they buried him on the 12th of December. That is 2019. Yes. After he was buried, the next day, they called for family meeting. There was like, I'm accusing them of taking my husband's property, driving the car, selling land, or lock up the shop. I say, yes, now I'm not accusing you people. That was what is happening. They said I should not ask them. So that day, they was like, I should go and mind my business. I should pack my children and leave. In fact, they even told me that they are not going to give me my first child. That they don't know that if the baby I'm carrying in my womb is their brother's child. I carried the pregnancy in my village. It's not their brother that got me pregnant. Even my mother-in-law self was still supporting them that it's true. I was after the property. So they take my baby away from me. So I was the only person that used to stay in my husband's house. After the burial, I decided to say, okay, I want to go and start selling. Since I mourned for 1 month. They barb my hair. After that barbing of hair, I stayed home for another 1 month. I said, okay, let me go and start selling. since there's nothing I'm doing at home, I should go and open the shop. That people have been coming to the shop. They have been asking me if I'm not going to sell. But when I got there, I realized the shop is empty. There was no drugs inside.
No drugs at
No,
all.
nothing. Just the counter. So I came back, I asked them, where are the drugs that was in that shop? The other brother told me that I don't know how to sell drugs, so that is why they have moved the drugs away from that shop. I went upstairs, I opened one room, I saw the drugs there. That drugs was, let me say, it was more than 8 million. The ones that was expired, I can't even explain. I used to go to the market myself to buy drugs. Sometimes I take 3 million, 2.5, 2 million to buy drugs. But I don't know how much they sold out the drugs safe. Even the generator that we were using in that shop, they sold it out. The plasma television, they sold it out. The fridge, my mother-in-law, she carried that one. And some other things. Even the land, I was not hearing that they have sold some land, but I was not aware of it. The car, one morning, I just woke up, I came out from the road. When I saw some people driving the car away. When I asked them, the other brother told me I should go and mind my business. That car is not my problem. Like, that is none of my business. I later heard that they have sold the car away. And later, they decided to ask me to leave the house. I'm not supposed to be there because he said I should be his second wife. I say, me, I don't used to follow tradition.
Sorry, who said you should be his second wife?
My husband, elder brother.
The elder brother?
Yes.
Okay.
When he said it at first, I thought it was a joke because I always take it as a joke. I never knew he was serious about it. Until sometime he will come and tell me that he's going to rent an apartment for me. I will leave my husband's house. I will be living in that house. And after I've given birth, I will now start producing children for him. I will laugh, but I never knew he was serious about it until after everything is over. The mother came and told me that my son was asking you to marry him or to marry in the same family, and he said no. Now you will see how this family is to react. You are going to suffer more than what you are suffering now. And ever since then, all of them have been suffering me. They don't used to give me money for food. I used to pay my baby school fee myself. Everything in that house, I used to do it myself. I worked in different places. I worked in 2 pharmacies. I work in a hotel. I sell cement. I sell clothes. I work in a lab. I even work in a provision store. I sell chemists. It's just that the salary they have been paying me is not enough, so I used to change from one place to the other. I decided to leave the house because of they have asked me to back out. And right now, I'm homeless because I don't have a place to stay.
Knowing that your husband was killed right in your presence, if you happen to see any of those men on the street, can you recognize any of them?
No. They covered their faces. All of them were on black.
Who do you think your husband must have had a fight with somebody for such a thing to have happened?
No. Only his brothers. Even that period that he died, his brother threatened him. It was like, that year, he will not see the end of that 2019. That
His
was
brothers?
yes, that was the promise he made to him around 12 o'clock in the night.
How would you describe your late husband's personality?
He was a nice person. He was a loving husband. He was caring. I don't know. He was everything. He take care of everybody, including his family, especially his younger brother and his mother.
Looking back, what are some of those memories that you would never forget about yourself and your late husband? When you think about him now, what is that thing that you would never forget?
He used to call me my lovely wife. He used to take me out.
Do you have any regrets about marrying from that family?
I don't know if I should regret about it. Maybe I have some regret because it's normal. The family is maltreating me. But with him, I don't have any regret. In fact, I missed him.
It's okay.
Because ever since he died, I've been suffering. If not because of human rights came
It's okay.
involved.
It's okay. It's okay. If somebody was to step in to help you at this point, what help do you want people to give you, to render? What help?
They should open me a chemist store.
A what?
A chemist store,
A chemist store.
yes.
Did you study it, to be a pharmacist in school?
I didn't go to school, but I've learned about it. I've worked in different pharmacies and chemists, so I have an idea on how to run the business. I can do it. If anyone is wish to help, you should just help me with money. Let me open the business. From there, I can take care of myself and my children. I think we will never suffer from there.
So now that you're staying with the human rights activists helping you, are giving you a home, they feed you as well. How are you able to pay the bills for your children's school fees at the moment?
At this moment, we are on break. There's no school. I'm just hoping for the first term to come. I'm not sure if that is going to be easy for me to pay my children's school fee because right now I don't have a house. I rented one apartment, but because of this same my husband people, the landlord asked me to pack out of the house. So I asked him for some time, but they did not allow me to stay till the date I asked him. The man broke up the glasses of my house from the kitchen to my room. He break all the glass. At that same day, he called police for me and got me arrested, telling them that I'm a threat to his life. So from that day, since the police case, I have not been to that house because he don't want me to come back. I've been living with one human rights in his house and his wife. They are the one taking care of me. Sometimes they do give me money to send to my mother for my children. My first child is 4 years old and the second one is 2 years old. And I've been the one taking care of the two of them, from the food to their clothes, paying their school fee, paying house rent, providing money for food. All has been on my head and it's not easy. At times I do get tired. Sometimes we starve, even to eat. We do sleep hungry for 1 week. We'll be drinking garri, there is no gas. And that is not making my children to look healthy.
Do you think if you had gone to school, if you had the proper education, do you think you'll be facing this challenge at the moment?
No. Because even at that time, I wrote JAM. I wanted to go to school before he died. I was planning to go to nursing school. We enrolled on it, but after his death, I could not go back because I thought there would be no one to sponsor me. So I decided to stay back. But I'm still hoping for that. Maybe if I should have my shop someday, I'll be able to train myself.